Hello all, welcome to AI Educator. In this video, let us learn how to give the user input. User input will help us to create a dynamic program. While using the input function for dynamic programming, always remember that everything that user types as their input as an answer will come back as a string. Okay, now let us check how to give the input. So I'm taking a variable called name is equals to input and a parenthesis. With the help of this input function, we can take the user input. And here I'm telling what is your name. Okay. So if I run this cell, there is a dialog box asking me to enter my name. And here I'm entering Manish. Okay. And if I enter, it will be stored into the variable name. Let me print the name. Okay. Let me run this cell. The value Manish got stored into the variable and whatever you have written here will not be stored. Okay. Now let me check the type of the name. Let me run this cell and it is string. Okay. Now let us see how to take the numerical input. Okay. I'm telling age is equals to input and I'm telling here what is your age. Okay, and let me run this cell and it is asking me for the age, and if enter some value and enter, it will be stored into that one. If I just print the age and let me also print the type of age, you can observe it is a string, not a numerical value. In order to take a numerical value, you need to write age is equals to int of input, which is actually the typecasting. Okay, and you can also take the input function without writing anything in it. So let me show you. If you doesn't give anything inside it, it will not ask anything before the box. You will just get a plain box, and if I just enter some value in it and say enter, now let me print the age and let me also print the type of it. Okay, now it is an integer. Okay, now let us see how to take a space separated values. Okay, if I say a is equals to input and let me run this cell, and here I'm giving a space separated values. You can see 1 space, 2 space, 3 space and 4. Okay, and if I say enter and it is stored in the A. Now let me print the A, which is like this with spaces, and if you check the length of A, it is 7. Even though we have given 4 numbers, it also took the spaces as a value. Okay, and if you don't want that spaces, you can write a is equals to input dot split a parenthesis after this. Okay, and let me run this cell, and here I am giving again the space separated values and enter, and if I print the a, you can see the values are stored in a list. Here I have used a function called as split after the input. Okay, which will defaultly break at every split and take every single value inside a list. Okay, this is the functionality of the split. Okay, but here you can observe all these values are actually strings, and you know it, right? Strings will be having quotations, not the numerical values. In order to take the space separated integers, we need to typecast them. How to typecast every single value inside a list? Okay, we can do it with a small program, a single line of code, which is a is equals to list of map is another function, and inside it I'm telling int comma input dot split. Okay, this single line of code will take the user input, okay, which is present in space separated values. Then it will split them at every single space and create a list, and also converts the every single value into integers. Okay, we will discuss more about this map function in intermediate Python. Now let me run this cell and let us give the space separated values 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5. Okay, and if I click enter, those values will be get stored into A. Now let us print the A, and it is a list with all the values converted into integer. Okay, so this is how you take the user input of space separated values and convert it into a list of all the values in the integer format. So this is the end of beginner friendly Python. See you all again in the intermediate Python.